Dana. It's the status of current capital improvement projects. We have over 124 projects that currently we are working on. The way how we measure 124 projects is from July 1. What are the projects? They are all open and ready to bid or construction design. As of today, we have about 32 projects being completed, 24 projects they are under construction, and 16 projects are operating department projects, and 52 projects are in design mode. I know it looks big. We are doing designs, but out of 52 projects, there are 15 projects are ready to bid or bidding process, and the 7 projects are multi-year projects like arterial widening projects and stuff like that. So it takes about 4 to 5 years from design to end of the construction. So we have to keep track of all those projects as well. So the CIP program consists of like 8 different funds. So I'm going through over every fund. General fund, we got a couple projects. There are construction and completion mode. One is the service center, spill prevention, and the landfill site. Airport, there are a couple projects. The new terminal building is completed. They are in the final stages of trying to close the project. And there is another one, fuel containment center. It is under construction. The street and alley project, fund. Here, the major one we are looking at is the East Maple Street between 10th and 16th. The design is complete. It should be going out to bid anytime soon. We are working on the bidding documents in the week or 2, so it's going to be going out to bid. A couple other projects, Cherokee and Adams and the water line. Those 2 projects are designed. It should be out to bid anytime, like in a week or 2. So Birch Street, this is a design project. It's about from 10th Street to 16th Street. So it requires a relocation of the water line and also a reconstruction of the street. So it takes about 2 years. So depend upon the funds availability. And prior projects, Kennedy, most of the projects are completed. As you can see, West Oklahoma, that's under construction with the weather. It might be finished in a couple months. They finished the groundwork and I think they left over a couple of the resurfacing. Capital improvement program. Most of these projects, I can hit a couple of them. Cleveland Street, Railroad to Willow. That's a multi-year project. This year we are working on right away in utilities. We have down to 3 projects, 3 property owners we need to acquire on the utility right away, and working on the utility relocation on the project. Garland and Randolph, same thing right there. We got down to a couple of them, closing that right away, and we are working on the utility relocation project as well. Soccer complex transportation, it is under construction. There is another change order in the next fiscal year coming up for the additional to get to the final completion of the project. If you see any project, if you want to go in detail, please let me know. I'm not going to touch every project with the time constraint. Sorry. Garland Road, Garriott to Randolph. This is another widening project. We are working on currently utilities and right-of-way relocation. ADM truck lane. We finished phase 1 with the budget, but we had we still have some more funds available. So we are going to do more project and see if there is any other funds available after this phase 2. So this design is complete. It's going out to bid. Prior projects, couple projects still on design phase. One, Glenwood Safe Out to School. It's still in the design mode. And also the Government Springs restroom project. Since the entire Government Springs is in the floodway and floodplain, there are some challenges to go through. we are working on some details on it. Street improvement projects. This is mainly arterial streets. Randolph, Murali, it's under construction. Randolph, 26th to 30th, that's design complete. I think it should be out to bid as well right now. Randolph, Van Buren to Washington, it's in design. And Randolph, Van Buren to Washington, waterline relocation. So there are a couple of projects in there, in that section. Prayer projects, most of them are complete. Waterline on Randolph between Washington and 7th, they are still under construction. I think so far they completed on the east side of a railroad track. We promised the downtown businesses before we get into the downtown portion, we'll come back and give them the timeline. So we are going to have another public meeting sometime later this month to give them a good timeline where and how the project is going to be in the downtown portion of the project. Sanitary sewer, like it looks like a lot of in the design phase, but we are like tail end of the projects. It should be out to bid pretty soon. Prior projects, I&I inspection. This is mostly point repairs. Whenever we collapse sewer lines and stuff like that, with the inspection of our TV video inspections, we'll go back and fix it. We call it as a point repair. Stormwater projects. Harding is under construction, and also Cleveland and Willow. That is the storm sewer that is going to be deviated from going south on Cleveland. It's going into the east. That project is being designed. It's going to be out to bid anytime soon. Stormwater improvements. These are small localized drainage projects. With over the years silted and a lot of projects. So we need to go back and address these issues. So these are small projects, we'll handle them. Most of them are designed, they should be out to bid. Randolph and 4th, it's still in construction with the weather. Hopefully we are looking at within a couple of months, this project will be done. Water capital improvement projects. Garrett and Grand Waterline. This is the project in the intersection of Grand. This project is required to provide water to the east side of the railway track, and there are some old water lines that is under the football, basketball, fields. So it requires constant maintenance. So we are going to relocate that water line on Garrett.
Under Garrett or alongside Garrett?
Alongside Garrett, sorry. I know you can see here Leona Mitchell project. This is a next year project, but we are looking into early design, like feasibility studies where water line needs to be going and stuff like that. We're looking at several options here. So when the time comes, it will be good for the budgeting purpose. These are prayer projects. Madison water line is under construction. The other projects are all completed. This summary, as you can see, like there are only 30 projects in design mode, but most of the projects are in construction, are in the design bidding stage. I know it's a lot of projects. We have to work on it, but we got with the good staff support, we are able to get done. Yeah, any projects are need to be knowing. I know I went a little faster, but I mean, I can spend all day today and explain every project.
What kind of a price tag is associated with these projects? Unless you don't have dollar signs attached to individual ones, because, but you know, what are we looking at here?
We got in the budget. I think it depends on. I don't have it in front of me, but it's in the CIP budget. I'm not sure.
Lots of money.
I don't think we have the exact number tonight, but we can certainly get it. Many of those projects are in the current budget. I can safely say $10 to $15 million, and actually more than that, because some of those projects are really just design. So the cost of the actual construction's not there yet.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Let me ask one other question too. And I'm sorry if you have already addressed this, but when you have a street project, which ones go under capital improvement, street and alley? How do you?
It depends on like if it is an arterial street. If it is an arterial street, it goes under street improvement projects. Capital improvements are street and alley or local streets. And also capital improvements are the arterial mill and overlay projects. So if it is a widening project, if you have a state funded projects, they go under street improvement projects.
And just to give you a little more background, Fund 41, which was the street fund, that used to be funded by a portion of the quarter-cent sales tax. So that's why that was set up, and specifically that was to help pay for arterial streets. Well, that source of funding goes to the Call Lake project now. So we still account for them in separate funds, but arterial streets are like Randolph and Oakwood, and you probably have a better definition. Yes. And then the collectors and locals are typically funded in the street and alley fund, Fund 30. And then there's sometimes other big projects, I can't remember if Cleveland's one of them, get funded in Fund 40. So there's really three pots of money. So as we talk about these projects more with you and how much we're spending on streets, we'll be adding up the different pots of funds. So it'll be a lot clearer to you. This is the total amount, and this is how much we spent last year on these things, and maybe the year before, because as we all strive to do more on streets, it's going to be real easy to measure whether we're spending more on streets or not in the budget program. So I'm really excited. You're going to hear a lot about capital projects over the next 2 or 3 months. Starting with the next study session is another follow-up of Mark Allen's scheduled to come in and talk to you about the new soccer park project. And that's going to be a really thorough, extensive update, which will include what's going on with engineering, what we're doing, what they're doing, the fundraising, the timelines. He's going to do that for you. The next meeting after that, we're currently planning to talk more about capital projects and really bring lists of what the requests are already for the coming budget year. And that's to start getting some direction from you on priorities, and also really to show everybody the magnitude of the challenges that we have doing infrastructure. We all want to do more on streets. And we will have dollar signs, or at least ranges available, because that's what it's going to take to do more on anything. You got to prioritize. And so I think that you're going to be hearing a lot about it. And then we'll just go right into budget process, which is all about stuff. So I hope that we're able to answer a lot of questions about streets, how we pick them, and whatever we come with our recommendations. Obviously, you as the governing body has the final say. So anyway, hope that helps.